cannot damn well believe you. What's the deal with that beat-up piece of crap house? I can't believe you fooled me like this.
Right, Wendy, how did I fool you? Look, I'm so confused. What the hell's gotten into you? Flipping out and storming back home like that all of a sudden? And that's not all. You think just because the yard of the abandoned house next door was full of empty buckets gives you any damn right to pour the rainwater in them all over me? I stink because of you. There was mud and all kinds of nasty stuff in there. And there's such a thing as a line, and you crossed it. And what's beat-up piece of crap house supposed to mean?
I'll call a spade, and a beat-up piece of crap house a beat-up piece of crap house. That fancy watch your mom bought you to celebrate you getting a job, that exotic tie pin your grandpa got you, those old Victorian fountain pen collections your dad keeps. Granted, they're not the typical luxuries you associate with wealth, but when I stopped to think about it, I realized they must have actually been pretty expensive. You don't see stuff like that every day, right? So I concluded your family must be rich. But then when we actually drive over to meet them, far from my expectations of a magnificent, stately home, I find nothing but a beat-up piece of crap house that looks ready to fall apart any second.
What the hell is with you? Wait a sec. Let me get this straight, Wendy. Does this mean the only reason you dated me for 2 years was because you thought I was the son of a rich family?
What's wrong with that? Is there something wrong with wanting your husband to make enough money to provide you with a stable life? Go on, I'm waiting. A man's value is determined by the size of his wallet, and it's a woman's right to have expectations. That's one thing I'll never budge on, and I ain't ashamed to say it.
I'm not going to try and invalidate your views, because there are as many different ways of thinking as there are people in the world. But I have to draw the line at pretending you want to meet my parents as a pretext to scope out how much money they have. I only brought you along because I thought you were excited to meet them. What's worse, you barely even looked at the place for 5 minutes before deciding it wasn't up to whatever your standards is for what my parents' house is supposed to look like.
Oh, believe me, Mark, I took a very good look. That's why I got pissed and went home. Scammer. Brokey.
I don't understand you at all.
No, I'm the one who doesn't understand you poverty-stricken broke loser. Me and you are so done. I'm breaking up with you. If you want to be in with a shot at putting a ring on this finger, I suggest you get a better job and start making more money. Oopsie, my bad. That's not going to be possible, is it? Who am I trying to fool? There's no way a broke loser raised in a piece of crap house like that could ever afford to have a beauty like me on his arm.
I don't think of myself as poor at all, actually. Real wealth is on the inside, and I had a great upbringing full of love. You won't get any objections from me on the breakup.
Real wealth is on the inside? Oh my God, what kind of fairy tales did those broke-ass parents of yours raise you on? Cringe. Wait, what? You don't care that I'm breaking up with you?
Not in the least. It seems like you've been making all kinds of crazy misunderstandings about me, but one thing is for sure, our views on the world are totally different. Turn into a freaking fire-breathing dragon as soon as you see something you don't like. And what's more, to top it off, you pour a bucket of water over my head. How could I possibly spend the rest of my life with someone like you?
You're right. All right, well, that's that then. I want the 2 years I just wasted with you back. I have never been so wrong about someone in my life. See ya, you sad, pitiful, tragic, broke loser. Hey, Mark, has it already been 5 years? I have the weirdest feeling that time's passing both super fast and really slowly at the same time. I guess 5 years should have been sufficient for you to get your act together enough that you're finally worthy of putting a ring on my finger. That's great, babe. I'm so excited to hear about how hard you've been working. Well, where are you living these days? I'm getting my stuff together right now, so make sure you let me know before I move in tomorrow, okay? Mark? Like, hello? You gonna reply sometime? Tell me where you live already. You're not gonna leave your favorite person in the whole wide world hanging like this, are ya? After I so kindly went out of my way to message you after all this time? You do realize that normally in this situation, it's you who should be sending out the first olive branch? Hello? Ugh, tell me your new address already. Hello? Why won't you reply to me? Ugh! I know you can see my messages because they all have the little tick mark on them. It's time to man up, Marky Mark. Hurry and tell me your address before I die of old age. By the way, I decided to go check out that beat-up piece of crap old house to see if you or your folks were still around. I was hoping maybe you were super rich now and it had been knocked down and had a big lavish mansion built in its place. You know, across the whole area where those abandoned houses used to be. But sheesh, I was so disappointed when I realized it was just some regular detached house. Plus, I could see some young family through the window of what used to be your mom and dad's place. So, putting two and two together, I guess you all moved away? Hurry up and tell me your new address now! Now! Ugh! Why won't you answer my messages? You do want to get back with me, don't you? Address. Now. Fast.
God damn it. What the hell do you want?
Aha! Mark, you're alive. Finally replied, my sweet darling. So, where do you live? I'm ready to move into your mansion and become part of the upper class. It's finally my turn to join the ranks of society's chosen few.
I've no idea what you're talking about. You do know we broke up, don't you?
Sure, maybe we did break up, but you want to get back with me, right?
And what could possibly make you think that?
Haven't you heard about all the rumors from our old classmates?
Rumours?
I saw the article online. Mark, interview with the young hotshot CEO set to take America by storm. How amazing are you? I was so shocked. I can't believe you're doing front page interviews with major media companies now. You really have moved up in the world, huh, baby? It's all they're talking about in our old college group chat right now.
Sure, I know about the article. What does it have to do with you?
Everything. In fact, I can only think it was fate that one of the guys found it and posted it in the chat.
No, it most definitely has nothing to do with you. My life is none of your business.
Stop playing hard to get, silly. The reason you worked so hard to get rich after we broke up is because you want to marry me, right?
Excuse me?
I told you before, right? That if you wanted to be in with a shot at putting a ring on this finger, then you should get a better job and make more money. And you actually did it. I am so proud of you, baby. I can't believe someone raised in a beat-up piece of crap house like that made it all the way to the top of a major company. And all to win my heart? Oh God, Mark. I think I'm gonna melt. Well, you did it. You made the grade. Congratulations, baby. All right, let's get married. So, where do you live?
But you're already married.
Huh?
I was a little confused when I saw those nonsensical messages you spammed me with before. It was all too sudden and suspicious for me, so I did some digging. And when I did, I discovered that you married some corporate boss in his 50s, straight after we broke up, but that he eventually divorced you for spending his money like it grew on trees. Guy number 2 was young CEO of venture startup, but he divorced you when he found out you were cheating on him after the kid came out half black. As for your third and current husband, he found out not only were you cheating on him, but also that you're hiding the fact you were a 2-time divorcee with kids by forcing your relatives to look after them. Needless to say, this one's going to end in divorce too.
No way.
Obviously, sucker number 3 is demanding compensation for your betrayal, but since your family already disowned you and you have no one else to rely on to dig you out of the hole you got yourself into, you're totally screwed. And this all just happened to coincide with my interview hitting the news.
Yep, it's just like you say. It's true, I do have kids, and I am set to be hit with my 3rd divorce. But if you love me so much that you worked hard enough over these last 5 years to be getting front page interviews with major magazines just to be in with a shot at winning me back, then surely none of that matters, right?
You're categorically wrong at the fundamental level, so allow me to correct your insane assumptions one by one.
Correct me? About what?
First of all this stuff about my mum and dad's house being a beat-up piece of crap, I see you went snooping around the neighbourhood and were upset to find a regular old detached house where my mum and dad used to live. And you were right, none of us live there anymore. We sold both the house and the land it was built on.
Huh?
However, since my dad still owns the abandoned house next door, I still park my car there when I head down to see everyone. My mum and dad actually live on the next block now.
Wait a sec. It's not that big stately mansion with the classical portico and Ferrari in the drive, is it?
Bingo. My dad sold the old house just after my granddad passed away 2 years ago. When we were getting on top of everything with the inheritance arrangement, me and my parents had separate houses built, so now we live apart.
Wow, really? It sounds like you guys came into some money, huh? Hurry up and give me your new address. My divorce with this husband is pretty much guaranteed at this point, so I can move in with you right away. How does tomorrow sound?
Like my worst nightmare. As for the next correction, my efforts at work had absolutely nothing to do with you.
Huh?
It was for my parents who always supported me in what I wanted to do. And my fiancé, who I've been dating for 3 years, we got engaged last year.
Huh? What the hell? You mean you've been seeing another woman?
We broke up 5 years ago, Wendy. What the hell does it have to do with you if I've been seeing another woman or not?
It has everything to do with me. I'll do everything in my power to make sure this wedding is not allowed to go through. Mark my words.
If you've got enough time and energy to do pointless crap like that, wouldn't it make more sense to get a job and lay the financial groundwork for your post-divorce life?
It's not pointless. I just know that if you meet up with me, the flame of our passion will be ignited and you'll be madly in love with me all over again.
You're nuts.
Ugh, just give me some more time. Soon everything will fall into place. Mark, what's going on here? Are you telling me this isn't your wedding?
Huh? Wedding? What are you talking about?
I saw on your Insta page about a wedding today.
I don't have an Insta page.
Huh?
My friends try and get me to use it all the time, but as far as I can tell, it's a waste of time and a productivity killer. My responsibilities as CEO are much more important than using some app. I can't afford to be careless with my time management with the company being set to make its next big break. And I don't see why I'd run the risk of one of our competitors picking up on my posts, or worse, ending up with an internet pitchfork mob after me over something stupid.
Whose Insta was I looking at then?
I don't know. Someone with the same name as me?
Huh?
I don't know then.
No way. Is it really not you? You're not just playing hard to get like you always used to.
Does the account have my face on it?
Well, no.
It's actually impressive you were so convinced it was me that you were wrong.
Begging you, please. I just went to the wrong couple's wedding.
Excuse me? You did what now?
I was sure this Insta making all these wedding posts belonged to you, and they kept making posts with detailed info on the date and venue. I figured that was your romantic way of inviting me. But when I barged into the chapel in my wedding dress, I didn't recognize anybody. There was just some random couple standing at the altar and everyone was staring at me. Ugh, it was horrible. They said I ruined their wedding and now they're claiming I owe them money? How crazy is that? They say if I don't pay them compensation and cover the costs of the wedding, they'll take me to court.
Are you a complete moron? Actually, don't answer that. What makes you think I'd help you? You're the one who ruined your own life by barging into a stranger's wedding, based on some nonsensical, deluded assumption. None of this crap has anything to do with me.
Oh my god. You'd throw your fiancé away like this?
Really? You still saying that? My fiancé is a different woman. And to be more precise, we're actually already married.
Wait, what?
We got married at the end of last month. She's not my fiancé, she's my wife.
Last month? But you didn't tell me about it.
Did I need to?
Oh my god.
Oh, give me a break already, Wendy. I'm so sick and tired of your crap, it's hard to put into words. This conversation is over. Bye.
No, wait. Fine, if you're not gonna marry me, at least do something about all this money they're saying I owe them. Mark, please.
Where do I even start? I thought I'd finally seen the back of that lunatic after she insulted my family and broke up with me. But then she appeared out of nowhere, asking me to take her back. Ultimately, her false hopes turned out to be based on the mother of all misunderstandings that came about after she jumped to the wrong conclusion in desperation to get herself out of the mess she had made. Apparently, the couple whose wedding she ruined charged her $50,000 in compensation, which she ended up having to go into debt to pay off. Last I heard, she had no choice but to give her kids up for adoption, and now she's working day and night just to keep the lights on in her shabby, worn-out apartment. I told my wife about what went down with my psycho ex, and she put it nice and succinctly. So she bungee jumped into a life of debt-filled misery to satisfy her unquenchable thirst for rich men. Sad. Hearing it put so simply actually kind of blew my mind. I guess in her own weird way, all Wendy wanted was to be happy. But where did it get her? It got me thinking about what happiness really is. One thing's for sure, the whole thing's been a pretty thought-provoking experience. I like to think that we can learn from everyone, and if Wendy taught me anything, it's that instead of relying on my parents' wealth, I should always work hard to live on the fruits of my own